Hey guys, this is Joe. Hey, I really appreciate the call yesterday. I've just come to some grave concern. After the call, I felt really good about the information, the conversations we have. All that was fantastic. Okay. I just come to some grave concerns. I'm going to go and meet this gentleman today. He's not going to hear from Sikkim about some of the things I said I would show him and ask him which one does he want. When it was pretty clear at the beginning, tell me who you are, name, address, that stuff. What state, where you at? And then give me your job experience. 3 to 5 years is fine. And then fill in the blanks of your licenses. So I think what I'm talking about being concerned, like these were not linked. This wasn't linked. His branding team has a co-officer, right, or co-office person that's a website programmer developer. And I'm afraid that in this last 8 weeks, he's been able to build something pretty simple and quick. So here we are still, meandering over the minutia, if you will, when I think, and this wasn't linked, this wasn't linked. And so I did that last night. And then the terms of use that I emailed the prior day didn't get loaded. Um, you know, I mean, you asked me to send you stuff to fill these in, and I sent it to you. And we didn't get, and we're not even loading it. Modified the pictures, gave these categories, gave them some, swank looking lines. My problem is, I know we were all focused on this, but why didn't we just do let's be smart. We could have done a couple of 2, 3 candidates by now and understood what all hits here. So this shows administrator. So when you are not in there as an admin, you can actually take the candidate journey and you see what's available on their menu. I see everything like you guys do because we're admins. So like this still says resume. I know we all thought we'll change it, but we hadn't changed anything in there. At least give it the names that make sense. You see the dashboard here? This is kind of like, how many views, did somebody look at their resume, which in this case would be profile. I think that's pretty cool. If I go to the employer side and I go to their dashboards, and obviously we don't have any jobs, we don't have any, and none of it, we don't see any of it, how it really works, because we haven't put a customer in there, 2 or 3, and we haven't put an employer in there, right? Same thing he gets to see. But, I think, I think Nate actually went in. Sorry about that. See if I can get out right here. So here's the employer journey, and it does have orders on the dashboard, right? Your listings are shown below. We probably should have just populated some job listings, and let's see how the thing danced, right? And then the customer journey, they have orders too. But what I discovered last night, there's a feature that they can actually boost their listing. So I know that that's available on Indeed and Hireology. They actually make revenue from individuals that are trying to promote themselves further, right? How do I get my stuff up there, right? And that's because they're fighting against ATSs and stuff. So that's already there. But, my listing report, right? Let me go back in here. If I can get in there as an individual, it's great. There's page IDs up there. Uh, Here's what was happening. I'll tell you, in the last week, his branding girl has been blowing him up that I've not given her access, and I didn't want to give her access to this point because the functionality, it wouldn't maneuver at all like a real website. So I guess it will once it goes over to the domain and into Kubernetes, but we already heard Michael says there won't be any changes to be made. So I don't know why we're not even close. I don't know why we hadn't done a customer or an employer journey from the front end to determine the back end corrections. Because if I go in here, I'm going to show him today, and he's probably going to kick me in the balls, man. Add resume. We could have easily changed that to profile because we have resume nowhere. So I'm going to go add one, and yep, my name, email, what's my title, and where. These things right here are the biggest part of the trigger, as far as, the matches and stuff, like, if I go, my companies or, like job alerts, nobody even yesterday in the meeting, nobody ever even clicked saying, hey, let me show you what job alerts does, right? Add an alert, right? It's going to go to my email. That's pretty cool. But, if I go to my dashboard, really, I got to go to my resume, which that should say my profile. So this is where I go start to build my profile. Yeah, it got a little boogered up, didn't it? So underneath these four main categories, it's upload a file. So I guess we can go ahead and upload the license. That's a question I'm going to ask him today. Technically and legally, do we want the driver's license to come up? Michael's all worried about space. He doesn't want a whole bunch of stuff to manage that way. Featured image, right? So that's for the profile. The resume category, and I think that's where, category really should be the three big ones, right? HVAC, electrical, electrician, or plumber, right? That's the category we could have already changed by now, or at least add them all in there. So we just didn't do any of that. And then, this populates what the resume says. Language choice. All these are really big filters for the whole search, match, and the mapping deal, right? Populates the notices. Skills was optional. Years, okay, there's drop downs. Remember, he just wanted somebody to fill in the blank. And then here, this is where we'd go to licenses. I already picked, electrician up there, so I'd have a journeyman, right? Here's all the social medias. And I know why these are there, and these are all optional. The social medias, in the big, ATS world and HR world, they spy on people or get favorable or less favorable moves on their information for employment based on the type of posting and character they are out there. No one wants to hire a manifesto dude that they didn't see him write it in his freshman year of college, but he probably posted shit about it, right? Right. So URLs may or may not need it, but what other fields could we have thrown in here? Now, education's just a box. That's what we should have did with, can we create one that's licensed, right? School name, so that would be, license name, qualifications, issuing authority, and right here, start and end date, right? When does it expire? Okay. Here is experience, and I can fill this in, pretty minimal, and I can add as many as I want. I can add as many as these I want as education, which would be, to me, the license part. At this point, remember, these are not career college people. Specifically, these are people that have graduated high school, more than likely or not, and they went in getting certified another way, right? So that was it. I mean, I just don't think we did it. We're 8 weeks in, about to be 8 weeks in. I am super nervous. I'm going to go today. He's going to hand me a pile of broken glass for me to eat and tell me I already had another one built by the branding team's co-office, roomie there. Because he did quote him, and he was way more expensive than what we were willing to do. And I bet with the minimalistic idea that the owner wants, we probably could have done something really simple. We might have even been able to do this in just Elementor. I'm not real sure. I know Nate, my guy, was shopping around for a theme that we could pull a real license on, and he came across a couple things as a suggestion. But we jumped into it. We're here. Says resume. Everything says resume. I know we can change those fields. Anyway, and then we asked for a plugin yesterday, and it's already in there. It's already active. It was part of the bundle. Had we run from the front end consumer journey and the employer journey, I think we would have had our head around it a lot better. All right, guys. I'm just super nervous. It's 6:40. I'm going to be heading out about 7:30 ish to get to my 9 o'clock appointments on the other side of town. Thanks.